Hello, hello, and welcome, my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate contract reading for May, June 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional, intuitive, and very, very, very happy to be working for you. Did I say I'm president of Drawing the Circle Productions? Yeah, that too. Been a busy new moon kind of day. Let's just think on the new moon. So let's get up in this gig, shall we? If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell, because I'm putting out content every single day to get us through this challenging time on planet Earth, doing live streams, sometimes in the morning, sometimes at the night, sometimes both. I am a spiritual teacher. I've been leading prayer and meditation for decades as a witch, in covens and groups, and oh my God, going back since the early 90s. I know I don't look my age, do I? Thank you for saying so. And please feel free to comment in the description box below. I've really been enjoying these soulmate reads this time around, considering what's going on planet Earth today. It gives me, today in general, for the past couple of months, and who knows for how much longer. So it's really been giving me a sense of hope, right? So I'm very, very happy to be reading for you all. That being said, this is a general read, not a private read. Private reads are very specific. I'm very good at what I do. I've been doing it since I'm 12. I'll be 52. Can you believe it? Virgo that I am, September 6th. Hard to say with a gap in your teeth, but, you know, lifelong issue. Yeah, please take what resonates, leave what does not. Get the larger picture and check your other signs. I'm trying to keep all of these shorter than 40 minutes because upload times have just been working my last nerve, and that's not YouTube's fault. Everybody's on the internet, so, you know, you deal. You just deal. It's part of being a YouTuber, I suppose. So that being said, let's talk about this. This is a soulmate contract read. Soulmates, twin flames, not the same things. They're both soulmate contracts. There is a difference. Soulmates help each other heal. Twin flames teach each other how to heal themselves. There are links in the description box explaining that. 4 in particular, 2 are live chats that I did just this past week. 1 is a video I did last year. Clarifying, and 1 is where I kind of got the new definitely got the new definition from Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher. Brilliant video. That's number 4 down there of the 4. Check him out in general. He's so brilliant. He has really helped me so much, and I don't know him. We've never met. I get no kickbacks or anything from promoting him. I promote him because as a spiritual teacher, I teach by example, number 1. Doesn't mean I always get it right. Do my best. And I share what works for me. And I think if everybody does that, we all become spiritual teachers. Cool, cool. Let's get up in this gig. We're going to be looking at this as a contract. The Divine Feminine, party number 1. On this side, Divine Masculine, party number 2. Nothing to do with biological gender. They can be 2 males, 2 females, male, female, either side. We all change in our relationships, particularly soulmates, where we can be Divine Masculine one day, Divine Feminine the next, sometimes changing within the hour, right? Depending on what's going on. So this is just a quick look for your soulmate contract, May, June 2020, or timeless. Focus on your breath, air sign that you are, focus, fixed, air, breath. I will do the same. This way we'll both be tuning to source as we do this, being in the present moment. You'll be able to sense what resonates, leave what does not, and I'll be able to bring you through the clarity, guidance, and grace that I have been working my whole life to do. Cool, cool. We're going to start with 2 Caroline Myss archetype decks, 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine, 13 cards total. Let's get you in, get you out, get you the info you need. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. Do check out my description box. I give good description box. I curate it every single time I put out a new series. So go check out. It's good stuff down there. Ready? Breathe. That was almost a Wim Hof. My collective pantheon. Please, 2 cards, 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine in this Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soulmate contract for May, June 2020, please. One for the divine feminine, May, June 2020 are timeless, please. One for the divine feminine, thank you. And one for the divine masculine. Keeping in mind, not all soulmate contracts are romantic sexual, but this one is. That's why I do them. These are the ones we've been working on for thousands of years, if not hundreds of lifetimes, to master them. They're the hardest, in my opinion. Look, I healed my relationships with my parents. I consider getting my soulmate, lover, husband, whatever he gonna be, as part of my reward for that. I love my mom. Well, when it comes to archetypes, do you understand they are neutral, a balance of shadow and light? In soulmate contracts that help each other heal, which is what a soulmate contract is, you're helping each other move from the shadow attribute that's written on the bottom of these cards to the light attribute, whether or not you know each other. There's a quantum entanglement, so as you heal, the other heals, you see. We've got the divine feminine teacher archetype and the divine masculine slave. Sorry, I gave you a little Britney there. Slave archetype, however, is, don't get twisted, it is a very high vibrational archetype. I'll get there. We're going to do ladies first, remember. It's not about gender biologically. The shadow attribute of the teacher. If you know the Pink Floyd album, The Wall, you know it. The shadow attribute of the teacher is, I am Generation X. The shadow attribute of the teacher, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative skills and destructive, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Yeah, we know what the shadow side of the teacher is. We've all been there. I've had some spiritual teachers that were just such shadow teachers. They taught me what not to do. And blessed be, that was what was contracted to happen. The light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So it's definitely the wisdom family of archetypes, right? This actually looks like a dear friend of mine, a teacher, an earth science teacher, a Piscean friend of mine, a Pisces soul sister. Every time I look at that card, I'm like, oh, there she is. I gotta call her. The divine masculine slave archetype is the wild card family. So you never know what you're going to get with a wild card archetype. This one is scriptural. It is often the slave that becomes the master. You'll hear it. You'll hear it in the light attribute. But the shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So rather than make your own choices, you abdicate to a government, to a drug, to a person, to a circumstance, right? It's just like, oh, no, and you give up your willpower, right? It's about will. But the light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So we're looking at Gandhi, we're looking at Jesus, we're looking at Buddha, although Buddha didn't necessarily talk about the divine, but that's another story, right? We're looking at Moses, men, because those are the ones that got written about, right? But, you know, you look at some of the women in life, like Harriet Tubman, absolutely getting slaves with the Underground Railroad and all that stuff. You know, it's like there's definitely a history of slave archetypes that become masters, that become liberators. So I love these two together, particularly for an Aquarian relationship. Fabulous. How liberating for everybody, considering the quantum model. So if you don't know which one you are just yet, because I could see somebody absolutely relating to both, we're going to continue. We're going to take the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue, and what are the healing angels working with each of them, that as they heal, they will be helping the other one heal, whether they know each other or not, whether they are together or not, in the same home, separated. That's what soulmates are made of. That's what soulmates work. So let's do this. Please breathe. My angels, tinkly, tinkly, sparkly, sparkly, please. Oh, I'm dealing with Aquarians, aren't I? Please, one card in clarity. Actually, let's do it this way. Nope. Two cards, please, in clarity. One for the divine feminine teacher archetype, one for the divine masculine slave archetype. in this Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract for May, June, or timeless 2020. Please, what do you got for the divine feminine teacher, and what have you got for the divine masculine slave? I'm gonna have that stuck in my head until I do the Pisces one, aren't I? All right, the teacher, ooh, has the angel of enchantment, like my least favorite word. Enchantment, that things are not as they appear to be, that there are divine forces at work. Now, for a teacher at the wisdom family of archetypes, to not see what's going on can be very perturbing, particularly for a divine feminine, unless she's really tuned into her intuitive stuff, right? Divine feminine tends to be more empathic, more energy sensitive. But really what I don't like about the enchantment, just the word, the card's beautiful, but the artist here depicts a unicorn, and he'll give you a perfect example of enchantment. Oh, unicorn. Oh, they're so pretty, they're so beautiful, they're so innocent. There are a couple of tons of raw muscle with a deadly weapon on its head that can only be tamed by a virgin. Do your research, said a teacher archetype. See what's there. Read The We Free Men, Weefreemen by Terry Pratchett. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Or Lords and Ladies by Terry Pratchett. Everything I really needed to know about witchcraft I learned from Terry Pratchett. If I could get away with writing a book called that, that would be good. Maybe if I met his daughter. Oh, bless his soul, I miss him so much. So, working with the angel, the healing angel of enchantment here, this teacher can get that things are getting done behind the scenes, and that maybe she'll be able to see what's actually there, or not, or really have no clue. The thing about teacher archetypes is that we can be too wise for our own good, and we think that we know, and really we don't. And so the gods have to do around end runs, and the angels have to do all sorts of sneaky petes behind us, and we don't know until later where we go, oh, womp womp, but usually womp womp to our benefit, a beneficial womp womp. The 18th in a series of ebooks from Angelo, Lyons mouth for short. Slave archetype got the angel of intention. Ooh. Oh, my divine masculine slave archetype, you are gonna have to get clear about what you want and why you want it so that you can make some choices here. So if you are gonna abdicate your will, abdicate it to the divine. Thy will be done. This is a soulmate contract. If you don't know what to do, that's one thing. If you know what to do, but you don't want to do it because you're afraid of making that choice, then give it up, not give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now or later. Sorry, every time I work a song lyric and I'm supposed to take a sip. Keeps me thoroughly hydrated as I tend to do it all day long. Generation X. We had great music, we still do. So, the abdication of will here, just make sure that you are, what is my will? Thy will be done. You show me, I will do my best. That a slave carries out the orders, but are you a slave to a person, place, thing, or to your soul? To that which you are inextricably interwoven, not even interwoven, an extension of. Like a ray of sunlight is not separate from the sun. The peak of a wave is not separate from the ocean. Unless it's a lake, but you know what I'm saying, Ricky. Having a lot of fun with these soulmate reads. I love these and the Path of True Love reads I think the most. The Waxing Moon, What Do I Need reads I like too. But those Twin Flamers, man, I am not looking forward to doing those next month. But I will. I will, because YouTube eats them up. What we're going to do is we're going to clarify the Divine Feminine with 3 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. We're going to clarify the Divine Masculine with 3 cards from the Mythic Tarot. Simple timeline for each, past, present, future, to see where they've been, where they are, and where they're going in this soulmate contract. It's a contract read. Breathe. Oh, it feels so good. My goddesses, please, 3 cards, simple timeline, past, present, future, for this teacher, divine feminine teacher archetype with the angel of enchantment in this Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract for May, June 2020 or timeless, please. Where has she been in this soulmate contract? Where is she now in this soulmate contract? Where is she headed in this soulmate contract? Ooh, that one was sticking out of the middle. Definitely wanted to be picked. Excuse me, being a Virgo. Buffering. Where's she been? Well, the lover's archetype. This is a love thing. The decision's already been made. She's in. Now, if they haven't met yet, that means that she has made the decision, whatever it takes. I will take the relationship journey. There's always a life-changing decision with the card of the lovers. I mean, the Rider-Waite deck, it's Adam and Eve. Gee, what life-changing decision did they make? Watch your fruit, right? That's a life changer, game changer. Get it stuck in your craw, Adam. But really, really looking here that there is always a life-changing decision when it comes to being in love and falling in love. So maybe making the decision to love herself or to heal herself, to be more loving in general, if they have not met. But my feeling is these two, this might already be in process. And I have to remember, I keep forgetting, that it's a quantum field I'm reading of a zodiacal sign in 4 different aspects, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, so it's going to play itself out differently. Where is she now? Second major arcana card, the card of the Spider Woman, the Wheel of Fortune. Fate or destiny, which will it be? Wheel of Calamity, turn, turn, turn. Wheel of Morality, turn, 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 turn. What is the lesson that we must learn? This is written. I mean, it's all written in the divine plan, but for a teacher with enchantment, if you're the one who's watching this, get that this is written in the divine plan. This is scheduled. This is not something you could have sped up or slowed down. It's something that had to wait until both of you were ready to begin coming into place. There are infinite variations of the timeline, right? But the one that you're on, according to this reading, is one that, with the enchantment there, you can't see. No one can see the machinations behind the scenes, but there is something enchanted about this, which a teacher might not enjoy so much. But if you can go with it and trust that it's not fantasy, it is something manifested that is of the soul. This is a soul contract, a soulmate contract. Then just play your role. Go thread by thread. You don't have to see the whole web. And know that there is a timing element here. The Wheel of Fortune for me is always about time. And what I love about this card is the spinning wheel has 12 sections, like a clock, or the 12 signs of the zodiac, or, you know, the 12 houses, however you want to see that in an archetypal pattern. Where is she headed? The Gemini card. Now, when a zodiac card comes up, sure, this could be about a sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever sign for someone involved here. But I usually tend to default to the meaning of the house. And this is 3rd house, Gemini, self-expression. So there is some communication. And what's in the light attribute here? Ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So definitely a self-expression comes, but with 2 major arcana cards in play here, this Aquarian might not communicate her feelings because is unsure, because of the enchantment aspect, might want to be rather dry in terms of stratospheric dry air to really see the whole picture. I don't know that you can do that with something enchanted with the Wheel of Fortune. It's something that's written and may defy logic. Aquariums, sorry. Let's look at the Divine Masculine. Same thing. We got the voices of the goddesses there for her. Let's get the voices of the gods here for him. Nice deep breath. And you are aware, I've said it before, I will say it again, it's not about biological gender, but I have to say she, he, him, her to keep it straight in my head, or my brain hemispheres will melt into one thing, and that doesn't sound like fun. Not during your reading, at least. Maybe on the weekend when I can recover. Breathe. My gods, please, the collective Divine Masculine, a simple timeline, please, for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What you got for him? Where has, the divine masculine slave archetype in this Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract for May, June 2020 or timeless? What have you got for him, please, in this soulmate contract? Where has he been? The past. Where is he now? The present. Where is he headed? The future. In this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, soulmate contract, May, June 2020 or timeless. All right, the Page of Pentacles, coming from a place, I have a feeling these two know each other. Because here we've got the Page of Pentacles, a messenger of a new opportunity, a new beginning that perhaps these two have met before everything changed on planet Earth, but it was an immature beginning. Well, beginnings are immature. It's like the acorn having an oak tree. It ain't an oak tree yet, right? But an immature, a beginning stage here, but definitely a messenger of love, a messenger of an opportunity here that a slave archetype learning intention might be like, okay, let's just see what happens, right? Abdicating that in the shadow or in the light, saying, all right, you want me to do this, God, I will do it. Thy will be done, Goddess, for the highest good and harming none, as you will it, so let it be done. Where is he now? Ooh, the Eight of Pentacles. He been a-working in the coal mine, going downtown now, working in the coal mine. My wallet down, working, going. I have the Devo version in my head in case you were wondering. The Eight of Pentacles, working hard, like putting in the labor as a slave archetype will. Now, in this contract, if they are together, he's doing the work. He's being supportive. But is he working on himself or not? That's going to play itself out differently. Where is he headed? The Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is a weird card because it's often talking about the past, and here we have Psyche sitting on a rock, separated from her beloved, the god Eros, because she did what she wasn't supposed to do, but I would have done the same thing. Read the myth, you'll see why. But the Six of Cups for me is so very much about emotional harmony and balance that I feel like as this Gemini aspect, as there's more communication, that this is really going to bring the slave into this love. It's just the empathic vibe I'm getting here. Very much that emotional balance, harmony. If you look at, they're giving me the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. There are 10 spheres in the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, but 7 levels. Well, the fourth level is the fourth chakra, the heart. Read Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Mays. Tiferet, harmony, balance. So something emotionally balanced here. Yes, that may harken back to the innocence of childhood, but I feel like these two may have found a home with each other, that this might not just be a passing soulmate. You know, all soul contracts are in your life a reason, a season, or a lifetime. The romantic ones when we're younger tend to be for a reason or a season. As we mature, it becomes more of a lifetime thing. That's going to play itself out differently here, depending on who's watching in the quantum variations of the Aquarian collective soulmate contracts. But this feels really lovely, and is probably just going to surrender to it and really find, for a divine masculine, an intention to love and be more loving and to heal and help each other heal. I love this. This feels really nice. I wish I could only do soulmate reads, but that's not who I am either. I know. I'd probably have like 10 billion subscribers if I only did soulmate and twin flame readings, but that's not the guidance I'm getting. Maybe someday. No, I'm not going to sing from Cabaret, although I did. Well, let's not take this too seriously, shall we? But let's ask the Whispers of Love Oracle. The voices of the higher selves is what I bless this deck for. Let's see what their higher selves have to say about all of this. 5th dimensional and above, take a nice deep breath. Higher selves of all involved, please. 2 cards, one for this divine feminine teacher archetype with the enchantment angel, and one for the divine masculine slave archetype with the angel of intention. Please, what is the whisper of love from their higher selves in this Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract, May, June 2020. 20, or timeless, please. One for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine. What are their higher selves whispering to them? Well, the teacher archetype has I love you. These are very important words, and I know the card on site because it's the same design. The only difference is the border, all right? And with that card of the Gemini, the self-expression, she may be of two minds of it for a little bit, but the higher self is saying, I love you. And because she loves him, they love each other. It's soulmate here. This is very, like, I'm feeling it for air signs. There's got to be some water in here. He's got the only water card, but it's there. But that's the thing about enchantment. It may look one way, but there is something so warm and tender and sweet here. I'm really digging this. I'm getting a buzz off of this read. Either that or the coffee's really good. And for the divine masculine slave, love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this truth, and then I would say, abdicate your will. Love is everywhere, particularly because he's working so hard that he can bring, if you don't love what you do, bring love to what you do, right? With that Eight of Pentacles working hard there. And with that Six of Cups, I really get the feeling, the whispers, is that there is just love. There's an enchanted love. Oh, Enchanted Love, book by Marianne Williamson. You might want to check it out. You probably find it on audio. It's probably out of print. It came out, I think, in the 90s or the early 2000s. But just lovely here. I love you. These are very important words. And love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. This is very warm, very loving, very lovely. Last card down from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. I probably mentioned him at the earlier part of the reading as the definition videos down there. Go check out his work. His YouTube channel, Matt Kahn All for Love, is phenomenal. The one he just put out a couple of days ago. Something about consciousness. I have name aphasia, which I got from Russian Doll. I love that series. So here's the deal with this healing mantra deck. Whoever's watching this, work the mantra. It's going to take a few days for it to kick in, most likely, for the subconscious to accept it and make it familiar. But then the idea is that because of the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, as you heal with the healing mantra, you are helping the other one heal. And it's not manipulative. It just happens, whether you've met each other or not, whether you're living together or not, whether you're in the same physical space or in contact with each other or not. It's how it works. It's just how it works. And isn't that enchanted? Breathe. As I ask the Ascended Masters, please, my Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for this Aquarian collective: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract for May, June 2020. Please, my Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts, what is their perfect healing mantra? Well, the perfect healing mantra for this divine feminine teacher in this contract with this divine masculine slave. Their perfect healing mantra for May, June 2020, or timeless. Balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once, which is totally about the divine feminine and the divine masculine integrated within each of them individually. A very important healing mantra for all of us right now. Balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. Do be. Balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. When the brain is balanced, you are no longer bouncing back and forth between being and doing. You allow each action to be expressed from a space of mindfulness, peace, and ease. In a balanced brain, each inner battle has been won, which makes it easier to navigate around those whose minds are still entrenched in conflict. From this space, you are able to do all that needs to be done while operating from your soul's natural state of being. Really good for the slave archetype as well as for the teacher. This mantra is ideal for reducing stress at work, being a more mindful parent, which is interesting, and increasing levels of accountability, particularly for a slave, so that they can really take the action that they need while being at peace to say, all right, thy will be done. I'll be in a state of being. Oh, I have received. Now I will put into action. It's that inhale, exhale. I receive through the divine feminine, and I express through the divine masculine. And for that teacher as well, considering we've got, let's pop up the whole picture. It'll all come together. Magic clap. Because we've got the teacher archetype here for the divine feminine in the shadow, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Now, I feel like that the teacher in their light, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom is going to be very valuable in teaching this slave things, but can she do it without playing that teacher role or being manipulative or abusive? Because he may be all right, whatever you want, right? And may not act upon what he is learning right away. And yet there is that angel of enchantment there sort of encouraging her to sort of relax and go with the flow, because there are things beyond her control here. Though she has made the decision with that Aphrodite card, the lovers in her past in this soulmate contract, to surrender to the love, at least to be more loving of herself, right? To integrate more love in her life, romantic or otherwise. But then she's got this turn of the Wheel of Fortune, the Spider Woman, that fate and destiny is being woven here. It's beyond her control. She's not in control of that script, of the divine timelines of it all, but she can certainly move into that place of self-expression with that Gemini card, where she's going in this to express herself and probably communicate her knowledge, her experience, her skill, and her wisdom here as she goes. But if she can really express I love you, that these are very important words, I think she's going to have a much easier part of this. And there's one thing to say I love you to somebody that you barely know, because, it's that, oh, I love you, you're so great, I love you. But this feels much sweeter. This feels so much softer, particularly with that Six of Cups for the divine masculine. But let's look at him. We've got the divine masculine with the slave archetype. The shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. The light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So definitely, there's a mastery of love here that can come from this slave archetype in this soulmate contract. They can really, he's going to be teaching this teacher in a totally different way, but he's got to clarify his intention. The angel of intention there saying, look, we're going to look at what you want, but we're going to really clarify why you want it. It has always been those two elements that make up intention for me personally, particularly because in the past of this contract, we have the Page of Pentacles, a very innocent, a very undeveloped, and you could say immature opportunity, but that he is working on. And that could be in all sorts of different ways with that Ace of Pentacles, like cleaning his house or, getting his act together, but all because of his surrender to something higher, not necessarily abdicating to this divine feminine teacher, but maybe to the love that is within him, the divine that is within him. And with that Six of Cups there, really there's something so warm and sweet and satisfying that would evoke nostalgia in a way here, but I also feel has to do with emotional balance, that this person may be simple in their actions, but certainly not simple in their emotions, but really the ability to balance, to have that, they're giving me the word emotional durability, resilience, emotional resilience there, to really flow with whatever's going on because of that perpetual surrender to the divine with complete trust. And with the whisper of love there from the higher self, love is all around you, there is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. If he's really surrendering the power of choice to the divine with complete trust, he will see exactly that. He will be able to acknowledge that as truth. And both of them will find the balance as they balance their brain. I can be and do all at once, really harmonizing their own masculine feminine dynamic, the being and the doing within themselves, which will probably bring more action out of the divine masculine slave, and more depth and intuition and sensitivity from this divine feminine teacher archetype. You know, I'm really leaning more towards the divine feminine teacher being the Aquarian here, but I can see how this divine masculine might very well be, you know what, let the gods take over, I surrender, right? So however it plays itself out, the masculine feminine balance is a big deal on this one. So may the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their soulmate contracts for May, June, or Timeless 2020, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may say I love you and find love is all around them as they balance the brain for their well-being, the fulfillment of the divine plan, and the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. Thank you so much for watching, my Aquariums. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and comment in the comment section below. It helps other people see the video. It changes the algorithm, whatever that is. No idea what that is. It's a log that taps out a rhythm. No idea here. Not my job. But I really would thank you if you would do that, and that would be a real service to humanity. Let's face it, I'm good at what I do. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed in not just your soulmate contracts, but for all of what remains of May and all of June, and timeless, timeless, timeless well-being. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.